Hey guys, if you love hardwood floors but don't love the price tag that comes with it, then this video today is for you. This is the beginning of our DIY hardwood floor. So wood floors was one of the things that I really wanted in this house, but I'm a little particular about it. I wanted something with tons of color, as you can see. Lots of character. I love the imperfections and knots in wood, and I love when you can see the nail holes. I like all of that kind of stuff. So I was really particular about the type that I wanted, but unfortunately what I wanted is definitely not the cheapest option. While we were looking for hardwood floors, a friend of mine had their floor done in their home, and they had a guy come do it. The room was about half the size of ours, and her hardwood cost $10,000 to have installed. And the other problem is that when you have it installed, if they come lay down the hardwood and then sand it and stain it like they traditionally would, everything is the same color, which is not what I wanted. We're putting hardwood in this entire great room, which is around 1,100 square feet. So, just going off of my friend's house, this room to put hardwood down would be at least $20,000. Why do I have to love hardwood floors so much? The other thing that we had to consider was the age of our kids and our lifestyle. We live on a farm out in the country, and we have 5 little kids. So to put down a really expensive, nice floor right now feels really not worth it when it's gonna get beat up, and I don't wanna have to worry about it when the kids are running in and out with rocks on their shoes. And anyways, we had to look at some different options for me to get the floor that I wanted. So before I tell you how we're doing our own floors, let me just say that this has taken and will take a ton of time. But Farmer and I knew that going into it, and the reality was that I wanted what I wanted, and we did not want to spend $20,000 on this floor. No, we couldn't spend $20,000 on this floor. It just wasn't, it was not possible for us to do that. So we got our inspiration from YouTube pretty much and just went for it. And I love how it has turned out so far. So right over here we have my little workstation. I'm just gonna show you how we've been doing it. These were actually 4x8 sheets of plywood that we just picked up from Lowe's, and we ripped them into these long skinny chunks. You can make them any width you want. I like the wider boards. I feel like they look more farmhouse and rustic, and it makes it faster to put it all down. So we started by ripping the boards, and then you have to go through and sand them down pretty good. Some of them are actually really rough, and that has been a problem with a few of them. It takes a lot of sanding, and you end up with a lot of chunks of wood in your paintbrushes. These ones are freshly sanded, ready to be stained. And then once we stain them and let them dry, we add 3 coats of polyurethane, and we did extra. It does not tell you that you have to do that much, but we did a ton of extra because of, again, our lifestyle, and that I didn't want to be refinishing these floors and anytime soon. And so I figured, since we're doing all this work right now, we might as well put tons of extra coats on just to protect them. So these ones right here actually have, oh, a ton of dust on them, but they have 1 coat of, we call it poly, on them. And so they're a little rough still, but after the 2nd coat, they feel really smooth. And after the 3rd coat, they feel great. And then actually we're laying the floor down with 3 coats of poly. And then after we go through and touch up these little nail holes, if you can see them, there we go. We're gonna go through and put 1 more coat on the whole floor after we're all done, just to seal everything a little bit better. So that'll be a total of 4 coats of poly, which is twice as much as they tell you you have to do. So hopefully that will do it for our family and keep our floors nice for a little bit longer. This is our project room. So after I stain and poly them, I bring them in here, and I have a whole bunch of dried finished boards. You can see that there's some stacked up by the window too. Once we have a big giant stack, Then we have a floor laying night and we put down a few more rows of floor. These boards are all different colors. I'll show you a couple of them. See, this one poking out right here is lighter, darker on top. So I've just mixed up the colors as I stain it. We do a whole bunch of different colors, and then when we're ready to lay it down, we pull it out and I just hand pick the order that I want, which is basically random, but I don't want things right next to each other that are the same color. And I lay them out and figure out what colors I want where, and then we lay down the next row. These boards are not tongue and groove, you can see. They're just straight along the sides. So when we lay them down, coming back in here, we just butt them up next to each other, make sure they're level, and then nail them down. We've just been using a regular nail gun and some finish nails, but we put them at an angle to hold the floor down a little better. And also, before we put the floor down, we lay down tar paper for a moisture barrier. So the hardest part about this floor really has just been the time. It's not difficult to do. The polyurethane, it has to dry for 8 hours in between coats. So that is really annoying to have to wait that long. But other than that, this floor has been really surprisingly easy to do. The thing that I am most excited about is the fact that I could have the floor that I wanted for a price that was okay for us, and that I don't have to worry if the kids beat it up or if our lifestyle beats it up because it was a cheap floor. So all in all, this floor is going to take a ton of time. One very important thing, only DIY your hardwood floors like this if you're insane. Just saying. A lot of man hours, and it all has to be done out of love because that is all we have. But when all is said and done, we are going to hardwood floor this entire room, 1,100 square feet of nice looking wood floors for about $2,000. We saved a lot of money and I got the floor I want. Also, in a few weeks, I will be posting a complete tutorial for this floor so that we can give you a better detailed explanation of exactly how we did it.